What is going on, guys? Espresso Shucko here, and today I am hitting the Battle Spot ladder. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that, but we're off to a wonderful start. We are hitting the Battle Spot ladder with a Centiskorch team. So, G-max Centiskorch. Its special max move turns fire type attacks into G-max Centiferno, which has a fire spin effect. So the difference between this and Charizard's Wildfire is it still does damage at the end of the turn, but Centiferno has the extra effect of trapping opponents into place, which is nice. I also have Lunge on this Centiskorch to lower my opponent's physical attack. I also have a Kobo Berry because Airstream is very, very popular. So if Centiskorch can live one, it goes for either a Lunge or a Max Flutterby. Depending on which form of the move I'm using, I'm either lowering physical attack or special attack. As for the rest of the team, we have Grimmsnarl for screen support. We have Tapu Fini as a special attacking powerhouse with Calm Mind. We have Power Herb Celesteela, which could also double as a Assault Vest set because I don't have Protect on this and it's for attacking moves. And finally, we have Tyranitar and Dracozolt for some extra offensive pressure late game. So the idea here is, ideally Centiskorch gets big, it locks something favorable into place, it also has access to max overgrowth for Power Whip to hit some water types if I'm forced into that matchup. And so far, out of the 3 practice matches that I've done, I've gone up against 3 Tapu Finis, and overgrowth is just nice to hit that thing with. So all things considered, Centiskorch can handle its opponents not too bad. Without further ado, let's jump into some battles on my campaign to entertain. We are locked and loaded. Let's begin. So I haven't been playing as many matches as I would like this month. I'm a little bit behind on it, so hopefully now that I've got a few practice matches under my belt with this Centiskorch team, I can win some matches and get at least back into Ultra Ball tier. That would be nice. And ideally, if I get back to Master Ball at the end of the week, even better. First opponent looks like, interesting blend between Trick Room and non-Trick Room. They've got Stakataka, which really is not a good matchup for Centiskorch. They've got Hatterene, Venusaur, and Torkoal. That said, what I could do is I could lead Tyranitar and Dracozolt and go for double Rock Slide if they're going for Indy Hatterene, which might not be too bad, but at the same time, might not be the greatest. That said, maybe what I could do is I could go Dracozolt with Rock Slide. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Though if they lead Venusaur Torkoal, that's a problem too. Maybe I go Centiskorch and Dracozolt. Bring Tyranitar in the back in case I need to switch it in. And I don't think I think Tapu Fini might not be bad here, actually. I still want Centiskorch. Yeah, I could switch Tapu Fini in and get myself Misty Terrain. If I do that, awesome. This Tapu Fini has something like 5 IVs in speed, so it's on the slower side. So do I think it's going to override Indeed's Psychic Terrain? No. Do I think it's going to be not terrible under Trick Room? Yes. Indeedee and Stakataka. Okay. So that's not bad. It's not bad at all, especially if they want a Trick Room, because I could maybe max Tyranitar and go for a Knuckle into Stakataka. No Psychic Seed went off, so I'm thinking this is Focus Sash on Indeedee. But I can get around that by having the double Rock Slide. I think I want Bolt Beacon to Indeedee, and if I get a Max Knuckle into Stack Attack, awesome. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. I have Tapu Fini. I can switch it in if I think Hatterene's coming in to be the Dynamax candidate. If Venusaur comes in, I can bring in Fini to set Misty Terrain. The nice thing is I have Sand, so they could just switch. Ooh, it could be bad if they switch Torkoal in for Indeedee here and get rid of my Sand, but I'm going for the Max Knuckle, so shocker, follow me, but that's okay. Tyranitar is going to pick up the KO into Indeedee with a Max Knuckle. I'm going to get to a +1 on both Dracozolt. Ooh, that wasn't even enough to bring it down to Sash range. That's okay. The Knuckle should be more than enough, and if it isn't, Sand gets it. It's not a terrible dynamic that I got. I'm at +1 with my Tyranitar. This Tyranitar, I have so many Tyranitars, I don't even remember which one this is. I don't remember if this is the one that's no, non-speed invested. It might have some speed investment, because at one point I was running Tyranitar and Tailwind, I think back in Series 6. There's the Torkoal. I don't like that, especially now that they've got the Trick Room up, but that's okay. I can Rockfall Torkoal. Yeah, I can Rockfall Torkoal. I think maybe I can go Protect with Dracozolt this one turn, and yeah, I think at I think +1 Rockfall might be enough to handle Torkoal, especially if I want to go for Max Knuckle on my last turn of Max. I feel like Stack Attack at Dynamaxes and goes for Steel Spike into Tyranitar, which it's disappointing that I am not Weakness Policy Tyranitar here, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. So they are going to max their Stack Attack. Yeah. It would be nice if they actually go for Dracozolt here, but I don't think they do. But if they go Max Quake or something into... Well, you can't block the camera. There's the Steel Spike. Into my Tyranitar. Okay, that's a gross amount of damage. But at the end of the day, I'm +1 on Tyranitar. I'm going to get Rockfall back. Ooh, they're doubling into Tyranitar. Okay. The Earth Power on Torkoal was not great. But maybe if I Max Guard with Tyranitar next turn, I eat a turn of their Dynamax. Dracozolt is not going to do me any good here, so I think, all things considered, I can switch out. The nice thing is Tyranitar's picked up 2 KOs, so we're not off to a terrible start, but... Venusaur, okay. I think I'll go for maybe a little bit of chip damage with Dracozolt. Max Guard Tyranitar. Venusaur maybe goes for a Sleep Powder. Stack Attack and maybe goes for a Steel Spike. It'd be bad if Venusaur goes for Dracozolt with Sleep Powder and Stack Attack goes for Tyranitar. But where they were eager to try to double. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so long as they don't try to Sleep Powder my Dracozolt, which they did, but Dracozolt dodged. So that's not terrible. That could have played out a lot worse than it did. I'm also of the opinion, because we've got 2 turns of Trick Room left, I can maybe go for a Dragon Claw into Venusaur. And I think we can actually switch Fini in. If we get our Misty Terrain, they can't Sleep Powder, so I'm okay with preserving Tyranitar. I have my White Herb with Superpower, so 4 times super effective into Stack Attack is going to be big regardless. And once Trick Room ends... Oh, there's a Max Quake. Is that into... Yeah, that's into Dracozolt. Okay, so... Not great, but could have been worse. Okay, what do I want to do? They're going to get a Beast Boost, which is going to put them to +2 defense. They want Earth Power into Fini, which I catch a lucky break that way. So, they don't have Sun. I'm pretty sure if I protect, I stall out Trick Room, Venusaur goes down to Sand, and from there, I don't think Tyranitar is the best idea, but at the same time, it might not be terrible. What I don't want is for them to set another Trick Room. That would be... But I should have one turn in between, so if I double protect here, Venusaur should go down to Sand. And from there, I think because I've sent Tyranitar back in with Sand still on the field, I don't reset the counter, which is great because Stack Attack has currently got +1 naturally from the max weight, but it's also got the bonus effect of Sandstorm damage, so I'd rather not deal with that. So they're going to try to Sludge Bomb with Venusaur, so my Sandstorm is going to... Oh, good to know, I could have gone for Venusaur there anyways, but better safe than sorry. This should be their last turn of Trick Room. I think I can go for a Scald and a Superpower. And the combined damage should be enough to put Stack Attack in a very bad position, which is good for me, bad for you. We got one turn of Sand left, of course. Okay, so we'll go for the Superpower. We'll go for the Scald. Do they go for the Rocks or the Trick Room again? Because that could be problematic. But that's very good damage, all things considered. They do go for Trick Room again. Okay. Great. Okay. That said, I don't think they KO Fini at this range, so I think I'm free to just Scald again. Tyranitar does go down to Rock Slide or anything else. They showed that they had a ground move, so I think we can protect Tyranitar here, and I think we can Scald with Tapu Fini here. What would have been the big brain moment was maybe Calm Mind on the turn they reset Trick Room. Okay, I just need to hope I don't flinch. They aren't weakness policy, which is good. I don't flinch either. So what I was saying was I could have maybe gone for the Calm Mind and then hit Stack Attack, but all things considered, it worked out pretty good. Look at that. Centiskorch came, stayed in its ball because Centiskorch is like, nah, you got this. But that is one thing you gotta be weary of when using Centiskorch is rock types are not our friend, especially whereas we are Cobbleberry Centiskorch. But anyways, good game to my opponent. Let's look for another match. Okay, so I am back. Realized my hands are covered in cat fur, so here we are. Round 2. Let's look for our opponent. And speaking of which, we hit Ultra Ball. I didn't get the bar going up off on camera, but oh well. We finally hit Ultra Ball. Let's see what we can get for our next opponent. Let's see if Centiskorch actually comes to the match. Otherwise, I have to rename this video because I was planning on something like... I don't know what I was planning, but it was going to have some kind of centipede pun in the title. But anyways. Also, the cat flinched when I mentioned the centipede, so... Bug phobia confirmed, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. See if we can get our next opponent. It would be lovely. I don't want this to time out. hate it when it times out, but yeah, anyways. Okay, so ideally in a perfect world, I was going to try to build this team with coaching shenanigans because Centiskorch doesn't have the best physical defense. It's got a pretty decent attack at base 115. Oh, good, we found an opponent. Anyways, it's got a good attack. It's got a moderately decent special attack. Its HP is okay. Venusaur, Torkoal, Porygon 2, Regieleki, Landorus, and Urshifu. Okay, so how does my team handle this stuff? Spoiler alert, if Grimmsnarl had Taunt, I would say very well for that Porygon, but it doesn't. Centiskorch hates that Landorus. It's got White Smoke, so I don't have to worry about the attack drop, but yeah, it hates that Landorus with a passion. It doesn't mind the Urshifu, it doesn't mind the Venusaur if I can prevent Sleep Powder. So maybe what I'll do is, maybe I'll lead Tapu Fini and Centiskorch with the idea of maybe trying to deter Sleep Powders. If I do that, I can switch Fini out into maybe Tyranitar. I think Celesteela is very handy here for the Urshifu. I think Tyranitar can handle Torkoal pretty good. It's mainly the Porygon 2 that I am weary of. But it might not be the end of the world. Will this be another episode of Espresso gets wrecked by Porygon? Maybe. That could be a fun segment. Would it? I don't know. Wouldn't be fun for me. It might be fun for the Porygon, but will I get wrecked by Porygon 2? I feel like Porygon 2 is part of the lead too. Yeah, it is. Look at me using prediction skills that I don't really have. But would have been really awesome if I had knockoff on Centiskorch, but I don't. That said, I do have Fire Lash, which could be used to lower defense. Could download Porygon 2, which is okay. They haven't shown Torkoal, so do I want to push the button? Or do I think Celesteela is better? You know what? I think we can go for a Fire Lash into Venusaur. I think maybe we can protect this turn with Tapu Fini. If they switch Torkoal in, which they might be, they can't Sleep Powder my Centiskorch. Oh, there's the Landorus. Wonderful. Because now what I can do is I could potentially Dynamax my Tapu Fini and go for a Max Geyser into Landorus. Except I don't think that's a good idea because this Venusaur is maxing right in front of me. That said, Celesteela is not bad looking here. I could Dynamax, I can go for an Airstream. Dynamaxing an Airstream wouldn't be too bad, especially if Centiskorch does a good amount of damage to this Venusaur. Yeah. There's the Vine Lash. Fini's going to take that through the Protect pretty good. I don't like the residual damage it's going to do to my Tapu Fini, but I like that damage, actually. I also like the defense drop into Venusaur. Do I like that there's a potential Rock Slide coming into my Centiskorch, though? No. No, I don't. I really don't like that. So, I think maybe we can protect with Centiskorch here. And I think we can pivot into Celesteela. They haven't shown whether or not they brought Torkoal. So what could be good here is if they're running Weather Ball and they don't have Torkoal, Celesteela's in a somewhat safe spot. Because I'm expecting Rock Slide and maybe another Grass type move into the Fini slot. Yeah, that's not bad. They're gonna go Max Quake into my Centiskorch, which not the end of the world. My so my Celesteela is trained to get a special attack boost with Beast Boost, so that wouldn't be terrible. That said, they're both taking a lot of damage. I gotta do something about Venusaur here. Who do I think is more valuable? Centiskorch or Fini? Because I don't want to lose Tyranitar, because maxing Tyranitar would be my best option of getting rid of Porygon 2. I think we bring Tapu Fini, I think we Dynamax, and I think we Airstream the Venusaur. They don't have maybe I should have trying to remember what I was going to say. Maybe what I should have did was gone for the Landorus. That's what it was. Because Venusaur's got a +1 in special defense, but it's got a -1 in defense. So, what I could have maybe have done was gone for Landorus, tried to do big damage. Celesteela is going to avoid the Rock Slide, which is nice. They're going to Max Quake into the Fini slot. Now, I'm going for an Airstream, so maybe I can get... of course, the Culpa Berry. Maybe what I can do is I can get enough of a speed boost into Fini, get the Scald into Landorus, and then go for... actually, doubling into Landorus might not be bad. Yeah. Nope, I lose Fini here. But maybe I can go Fire Lash into Venusaur and Steel Spike into Landorus. Or do I want to do that? Because they got Rock Slide at the end of the day. Yeah, they got Rock Slide at the end of the day. A speed boost into my Centiskorch would be appreciated, but I think I protect my Centiskorch this turn, and I think maybe we go for I think we still go for the Airstream. I think maybe we go for Venusaur. I think we ignore Landorus here. If I get my speed boost into Centiskorch, I think they just Rock Slide here. I think what I can do is I can pick off Venusaur next turn with a Steel Spike, Fire Lash, or I lunge the Landorus for Tyranitar. That might be the idea here. Nope, they fly. Okay, they fly. Okay. Now, I don't think my Culpa Berry at this range lets Centiskorch live, unfortunately. But I can bring in Tyranitar, go for an Airstream into Venusaur for the third time, and maybe here we finally get rid of this annoying thing. I got the White Herb on Tyranitar, so what I'm thinking is I can maybe go for 2 superpowers back-to-back into Porygon 2, assuming Tyranitar can live something from Landorus. It took us long enough, but we finally got Venusaur off the field. Centiskorch, or not Centiskorch, Celesteela is at +3 speed. It's now at +1 special attack. Misfortunate that I did lose Tapu Fini, but at the same time, I don't have anything like Rock Slide for dealing with, or not Rock Slide, Ice Beam. I don't have that. Here's the Porygon 2. Okay. A superpower should be enough to do massive damage into Porygon 2. In theory, I should be able to do big damage to this Landorus with a Rock Slide as well. I think we go Rock Slide and try to get a flinch chance, and I think we Air Slash this turn, and then maybe I go for superpower next turn. We connect both of them, and this also lets me scout to see how much damage I do to Landorus here. And they have superpower. Okay, I should have superpowered the Porygon. It's probably a bigger threat to. Me than Landorus. Okay, so do I think they Rock Slide? Okay. I think we Fire Lash into Landorus, and I think we also Airstream it, or not Airstream, Air Slash it. Centiskorch is slow, so in theory, if I flinch Landorus, great. I did, nice. We pick up the KO because of the -1 defense. They go for Recover, which is even better. And they just showed that their Porygon 2 is slower than my Centiskorch. So, in theory, if it's Urshifu in the back, I don't think I double into it. It is Urshifu, but I don't think I double into it because my opponent could just protect. Yeah, I think we Air Slash into the Urshifu slot. If they protect, which they didn't, they are Focus Sash, but they're going to lose their Urshifu to Sans. Oh, nice, and we got the flinch into Urshifu. So we'll get a physical defense drop into Porygon 2. It's got no defensive boosts. Trick Room goes up, which sucks for Celesteela. It also sucks for Centiskorch, but Porygon 2 is going to go first. I don't think it should have any spread moves. Urshifu goes down here. That flinch onto Urshifu was major. I think now we go for a Meteor Beam to power up Celesteela. This will put us to +2 special attack. The Sandstorm. Okay, this is going to put us back to neutral attack. That said, I was at +1, which was nice. And honestly, Centiskorch, I think, just won us the game. Yeah, I think Centiskorch wins us the game here because of the Fire Lash damage. We do connect the Meteor Beam, so that should be the KO there. So the verdict. Did Expresso get wrecked by Porygon 2? No. For once, I did not get wrecked by P2. Good game to my opponent. Very good match. I did get really lucky with the flinches, but it is what it is. It's part of the game. In some of my practice matches, I did get RNG'd really badly, so I don't feel bad here. I understand, too, that if I didn't get as many flinches as I did, this could have gone easily in favor of my opponent. So shout out to my opponent for playing it through, and shout out to them for putting up a good fight. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so As soon as I was getting ready to start the match, server disconnected. So let's look for our third opponent, and possibly the last one for this one. It's raining outside. I don't know if that's going to have any effect on my internet, but usually once I get one disconnect, I usually get 3 pretty quick. So let's hope I can get a third match filmed in its entirety. Oh, look, there's a word I don't use often. Anyways, yeah, let's look for our next opponent. We got a good amount of rating from that last match as well. Almost towards Master Ball, which is wonderful. I would love it if I could hit that, but probably not hitting that by the end of this video, but it'll be pretty close. Yeah, there's probably only going to be 2 videos this week. I got some things that I do need to get ready for as well coming up shortly that are in my personal life, so I don't think I'll be able to do I don't think I'll be able to do 3 videos a week, but yeah. Anyways, if it happens, it happens. That said, I'm filming this on Tuesday. This one in particular is probably coming out on Wednesday, so we'll see. New opponent. We have Cinderace, Milotic, Rillaboom, Galarian Moltres, Sylveon, and Metagross. So, outright, they don't have anything that can change the weather. Centiskorch does not look terrible. It genuinely does not look bad at all, especially since there's the Milotic on the field. If Cinderace wants to go for an Airstream into it, that's fine. I have the Cobra Berry. Celesteela does not look bad either. It looks like it could be very good endgame. It could be a good endgame for dealing with Sylveon. Centiskorch does have the Overgrowth option for Milotic. Dracozolt doesn't look bad here. Voltbeak would hit. Voltbeak would hit Milotic and Galarian Moltres really hard. Yeah, I think we bring Tyranitar in the back. If we see a matchup that we really don't like for Centiskorch, we can switch Centiskorch out into T-Tar. Dracozolt could go for a full-powered Voltbeak. Dracozolt would also go faster than G-max Cinderace, which, yeah, that wouldn't be bad because the follow-up turn I could just Voltbeak a potential flying-type Cinderace. Do I expect them to maybe predict a switch if they lead Cinderace? Probably not. They did lead Cinderace, by the way. Cinderace and Sylveon, okay. Okay. I feel like I want to get rid of Cinderace. Or not Cinderace, Sylveon before I get rid of Cinderace. I can probably live one. I could probably live one Air Slash. Or Bounce, not Air Slash. I could probably live one Airstream off of Bounce with my Cobra Berry. I think we'll preserve Dracozolt for now. Bring in Celesteela. Put a little bit of pressure onto Sylveon that way with the Flash Cannon. Now, I'm going to go Centiferno to try to do a lot of damage to this Sylveon. My guess is Cinderace goes for an Airstream. If they do go for an Airstream, wonderful. Cobra Berry reduces the power. If they went for something into Dracozolt, even better. Unless that was a Pyro Ball. They went for just straight high jump kick. Okay. I'm surprised that they went for the Celesteela slot, because if anything, out of my 2 Pokemon, you'd think I'd want to switch in T-Tar into the Centiskorch slot. Citrus Berry on the... Okay. So... I think I think we go Centiferno into Sylveon. And I think we double into it. No, they might protect with it. I think we go for a Meteor Beam into Cinderace. If they turn into a Fire type, they turn into a Fire type. I'm assuming they're gonna KO. I'm assuming they're just gonna KO my Celesteela here. Did they miss? Please miss. No. Okay, so that sucks about Celesteela, but well, it is what it is. It's a terrible amount of damage into Sylveon. I also did not know that Cinderace was going to take damage from the Fire Spin, but I guess that makes sense. I think Fire types still take damage from that. Centiskorch is asleep, so I got the one mandatory sleep turn that I got to deal with. I think maybe we go for something. I don't know. I think we protect the Dracozolt here, though. The thing is Centiskorch moved before it fell asleep, so... Nice. Oh, I love that damage into Cinderace. Love it. Okay. I think that puts Cinderace in Rock Slide KO range. And Sylveon goes down, so that's bonus. I don't have to worry about Yawn. Yeah, I don't have to worry about Yawn off of Sylveon anymore. They still have their Dynamax, which I gotta be scared of, but it's Galarian Moltres. Yeah. If I sub in Tyranitar, I can go Bolt Beak into Moltres, and we're just going to pretend that I didn't try to sub Dracozolt in. I think I can go Bolt Beak into Moltres. That's going to hurt a lot, especially whereas I have my Life Orb. We're going to get our double speed. The Sand should KO Cinderace, and then it's Dracozolt and Centiskorch dynamic between... oh yeah, they still have the Fire Spin, so they can't even sub out Cinderace. So... They are going to Sucker Punch my Dracozolt, which sucks, but not the end of the world. We're just going to obliterate Moltres. And Cinderace goes down here, too, at the end of the day. Because not only that, but there's still the Fire Spin damage. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Sand was going to just KO it from there, but anyways. We got rid of Cinderace, we got rid of Moltres. Sylveon went down the turn before. What's my last thing to deal with? Rillaboom, okay. Okay. I think they go Grassy Glide into my Rillaboom. Tyranitar, not Rillaboom. I don't have a Rillaboom. I think I'm safe to just Dragon Claw. They can Dynamax, which they're going to, which I don't see why you wouldn't. I still have my Copa Berry on Centiskorch. If I can wake up, I don't think this thing would have Airstream, but if it does, I think that's more likely than potentially having Rockfall, assuming Rillaboom can learn Rockfall. I know Rillaboom gets high horsepower, so I might be losing my Dracozolt here, but let's see how much this Dragon Claw does. That's oh, that was a crit. Okay, I was going to say that's a respectable amount of damage, but for a crit, that makes sense. They're going to go for the Max Knuckle. Ooh, into my Dracozolt. Okay. Okay, a crit for a crit. That makes sense. If Centiskorch can wake up here in Fire Lash, what are the odds of that happening for me, though? I don't know. Now, I assume you leave my T-Tar for last. Though you could leave Centiskorch for last because it is technically asleep. Yeah, I think we go Crunch. And I think we... You know what? I think we try to go for Lunge here. Try to undo the Max Knuckle boost. Yeah. Can I wake up? Drum Solo. That's overkill into T-Tar right there. Could have gone for the Knuckle. And of course, Centiskorch stays asleep. Okay, yeah, figures. The nice thing is I'm getting a little bit of HP back. Okay. Let's try to protect, see if we can wake up. If we wake up and get it, whatever their last move is going to do little damage. Oh, we did wake up. Good, good. Maybe Max Darkness? Grimmsnarl. Why? Why? I 4 times resist that. Yeah. I don't get why they went for the drum solo into Centiskorch. I mean, maybe because of the higher base power. But I will take that. And that's the higher base power. They're the same. I'll go for the lunge. Would have been great if I woke up the turn before, but I didn't. The +1 attack is kind of questionable for me. I'm also assuming they don't have Airstream, so I don't think Cobra Berries help me at all. Grassy Glide's probably doing nothing, so... I don't understand my opponent's logic for going for Superpower there, but I will take that. Well, and just like that, Rillaboom's down to KO. Yeah. Alright, that works for me. I'm assuming maybe they had Fake Out as a third move and Protect, but yeah. Anyways, I don't understand the logic for that last one, but good game to my opponent. Am I happy with the end result? Absolutely. The Yawn was really annoying on Sylveon, so I got rid of that pretty quick. But yeah, anyways, good game to my opponent. I think that's where we're going to call it for the matches. So, conclusion time! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I had a lot of fun with this Centiskorch team. I didn't really know how I was going to play out with it, but it worked out in the end pretty good. Centiskorch unfortunately didn't come to match 1. I mean, it technically did, it just didn't do anything in match 1. It just stayed in its ball. But matches 2 and 3, we definitely got to play around with Centiskorch. We Dynamaxed it, we had some fun. Centiferno did very good work for us at the end of the day. It got rid of Sylveon, it got rid of Cinderace, and then Centiskorch, without Dynamax, took out Rillaboom, despite the questionable superpower that was thrown at it. But anyways, I digress. It's a fun team to use. I love Tyranitar and Dracozolt as a combo. Dracozolt is one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon to begin with. Tyranitar is just awesome. A weakness policy would have been fun on Tyranitar too, but I like the White Herb. Covers my bases in case there's a surprise Parting Shot or Intimidate, or, you know, if I need to use Superpower and reset my own stats. White Herb is pretty handy in that sense. Celesteela has been a fun Pokemon that I've been using since Series 7, so I'm definitely happy that I got to use it in this Series 9 Centiskorch team. Tapu Fini, overall, just great support. It does a lot of damage, and Grimmsnarl. It didn't come to the video, but it's there. Everyone knows what it does. It's also fun to mess around with and try to bait out some fake outs, especially if I have a feeling a fake out's coming, I can just switch it, let Tyranitar or Celesteela step in, and usually it's a pretty safe switch because whenever something's going for fake out, the other thing is going for my Centiskorch. But I digress. If you guys like the team, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you have any feedback on how I can critique my team and edit it, definitely let me know in the comments below. I really like Centiskorch. I've been wanting to use it for a little while. I finally got around to using it, and I wouldn't mind using it again. I'm pretty sure we have another month of Series 9 left, so I wouldn't be opposed to using Centiskorch again. I also wouldn't be opposed to using Kingler. But anyways, that's a random footnote. So anyways, I hope I carried out my campaign to entertain, and you guys are entertained. I will see you next time.